Hey beautiful Leo souls, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm pulling cards for you, and honestly, the energy coming through is making me sit back and really think about what the universe wants you to know right now. The theme we're exploring is all about how silence does not mean absence. And Leo, someone out there sees you as their actual wish come true. I know that might sound dramatic, but wait until you see what the cards are revealing. Before we dive in, I just want to say that wherever you are in your journey right now, whether things feel quiet or uncertain, there's so much happening beneath the surface. The cards today are going to show us exactly what that is. So let me shuffle and see what Spirit wants to share with you. All right, Leo, the first card I pulled for you is the Three of Swords, and I know what you might be thinking. This card usually makes people nervous, right? But here's what I'm seeing for you specifically. This card is coming through not as something that's about to happen, but as an acknowledgement of what you've been carrying. You've experienced some heartbreak, some disappointment, maybe a situation where you felt completely blindsided, or where the truth came out in a way that really hurt. What's interesting about this card appearing in your reading today is that it's showing me someone else's perspective too. There's a person in your energy who is deeply aware of the pain they might have caused, or the pain that exists in this connection. The Three of Swords is often about necessary pain, the kind that cuts through illusions and forces everyone involved to see reality clearly. For you, Leo, this card is telling me that whatever hurt happened, it was actually a catalyst. It broke through something that needed to break. I'm getting that this person, whoever they are to you, they've been in their own Three of Swords energy too. They're not just walking around unbothered while you're dealing with the aftermath. There's a mutual understanding developing, even if it's happening silently. Even if you two aren't speaking right now, there's a shared recognition that something real was damaged, and real things matter. You don't hurt over connections that meant nothing. The silence you might be experiencing right now, it's not indifference. The Three of Swords is actually showing me that the quiet is happening because the wound is being taken seriously. Sometimes people need to step back and really process what went wrong, what they contributed to the situation, and what they genuinely want moving forward. This isn't ghosting, this is contemplation. There's a difference, and the cards are making sure you understand that distinction. What I love about this card appearing first is that it's validating your feelings completely. You're not wrong for feeling hurt. You're not being dramatic. Something genuinely painful occurred, and both parties are aware of it. But here's the thing, Leo. The Three of Swords also represents the moment before healing begins. You can't heal what you don't acknowledge, and this card tells me acknowledgement is absolutely happening right now, even in the silence. Now, the second card coming through for you is the Three of Wands. And Leo, this is where the energy starts shifting in such a beautiful way. After the Three of Swords showed us the pain and the recognition of it, the Three of Wands is showing me someone looking out toward the horizon, watching for ships to come in, waiting for their investments to pay off. This is a card about anticipation, about knowing you planted seeds, and now you're in that space of trusting they'll grow. Here's what's fascinating about this card in your reading. The person who's been quiet, the one connected to your situation, they're in this Three of Wands energy right now. They're not just sitting around doing nothing. They're actually looking toward the future, and they're seeing you in it. The figure in the Three of Wands stands on a cliff overlooking water, watching the distance, and I'm getting so clearly that this person is thinking about what comes next with you. The Three of Wands represents long-term vision. This isn't someone thinking about a casual Saturday night hangout. This is someone contemplating genuine future possibilities. They're asking themselves big questions. They're considering what it would really mean to move forward, what it would take to rebuild or build something solid, what they'd need to do differently. The ships in the distance represent opportunities and returns on investment. And Leo, you are what they're waiting to see come back into their life in the right way. I'm also getting that you might be in your own Three of Wands moment too. You've been through the pain of the Three of Swords, and now you're standing at your own cliff, looking out, wondering what's coming. You're not desperately searching. You're in that more mature space of awareness. You know your worth. You know what you've invested emotionally, and you're waiting to see if the universe, if this person, if this situation is going to meet you at that level. The Three of Wands is telling me that both of you are actually in similar energy right now, even if you don't realize it. You're both looking forward. You're both wondering. You're both in this space of expanded perspective where you can see possibilities, but you're also being patient enough to let things unfold properly. This card is such a positive sign because it shows intentionality. It shows that silence isn't rejection, it's preparation. There's something else coming through with this card that I want to share. The Three of Wands often appears when someone is waiting for communication to travel across distance, whether that's physical distance or emotional distance. Messages are coming, Leo. Plans are forming. Someone is working up to something, gathering their thoughts, making sure that when they do reach out or make their move, it's done right. The ships are coming in. The waiting has purpose. The third card here is the Chariot. And Leo, your sign's energy is already so strong and fiery. But the Chariot is amplifying everything right now. This card is about determination, direction, and decisive movement. After the acknowledgement of pain and the period of watching and waiting, the Chariot represents action that's about to be taken. Someone is getting their life together specifically so they can come towards you in a better way. What I'm seeing with the Chariot is that this person has been doing internal work. They've been trying to get their emotions under control, their life circumstances in order, their mindset aligned. The Chariot is pulled by two sphinxes moving in different directions, but the charioteer controls them through sheer will and focus. This tells me someone has been dealing with conflicting feelings, maybe pulled between fear and desire, between pride and vulnerability, between past patterns and new possibilities. But they're gaining control over all of that. The Chariot is a card of victory, but it's victory that comes through effort and discipline. This isn't luck falling into someone's lap. This is someone actively choosing to move forward, choosing to overcome obstacles, choosing to direct their energy toward a specific goal. And Leo, I'm getting so strongly that you are that goal. You're what they're moving toward. All this work they're doing, all this time they're taking, it's because they want to show up for you properly. There's also a message here about masculine energy, regardless of gender. The Chariot carries that driven, protective, providing kind of energy. Someone wants to be in a position where they can offer you something real. They don't want to come to you empty-handed or half-ready. They want to arrive in their power, in their purpose, with something genuine to contribute to your life. That takes time. That takes the kind of determination the Chariot represents. I'm also getting that you need to be in your own Chariot energy right now too. Don't just sit around waiting for someone else to get it together. You have your own path, your own goals, your own victories to claim. The Chariot is telling you to stay focused on your own direction. Keep moving forward in your life. The right person will match your pace and your determination. The right situation will honor the work you're doing on yourself. The Chariot also speaks to me about travel or movement, either literal or metaphorical. Things that have been stagnant are about to start moving. Energy that's been blocked is about to flow. Someone might literally travel to see you, or there might be movement in the situation that brings you two closer together emotionally and spiritually. Either way, the standstill is ending. Now we're moving to the fourth card, and I pulled the Five of Cups for you, Leo. At first glance, this might seem like we're going backward into sadness, but that's not what's happening here. The Five of Cups is about grief, yes, but it's specifically about grieving what was lost, while not yet seeing what remains. The figure in this card stares at 3 spilled cups while 2 full cups stand behind them, unnoticed. Here's what this means for your situation. Someone is definitely in a space of regret right now. They're looking at what went wrong, what got spilled, what they lost, or almost lost. They're processing their own role in the disappointment. The Five of Cups represents that moment when you realize you messed up, when you recognize that your actions or inactions led to loss. This person is in that realization fully. But here's the beautiful part that the Five of Cups always carries. Those 2 cups are still standing. Not everything is lost. There's still something that can be saved, rebuilt, or started fresh. The person in this energy just hasn't turned around yet to see that. They're still in the grief stage, still processing what they wish they'd done differently. This is actually a necessary part of growth, Leo. You can't skip over regret and remorse if you want real change to happen. I'm getting that. This person is genuinely sad about how things unfolded between you. They're not pretending it doesn't matter. They're not minimizing what happened. They're sitting with the discomfort of knowing they contributed to something breaking or being damaged. The Five of Cups shows someone who cares enough to grieve. That matters. That's significant. People don't feel this level of loss over connections that were meaningless to them. For you, Leo, this card is also validating that it's okay if you're still processing loss too. Even if you're strong, even if you're moving forward, it's completely valid to have moments where you look at what could have been or should have been and feel that pang of sadness. The Five of Cups gives you permission to feel that without judgment. Grief and growth can coexist. What's coming through clearly is that this Five of Cups energy is temporary. It's a stage, not a permanent state. The figure will eventually turn around and see those remaining cups. The person in your situation will eventually shift from focusing on loss to recognizing possibility. But right now, they need to fully feel what they're feeling so they can move through it authentically. You can't rush someone through their own Five of Cups moment. They have to walk through it themselves. There's also something here about emotional maturity developing. The Five of Cups represents someone who's finally understanding the real value of what they had with you. Sometimes people don't fully appreciate something until they're in danger of losing it completely or until they've already lost it. This card tells me someone's perception is shifting. They're seeing you differently now, with more clarity and more appreciation. The 5th card I pulled is the Moon. And Leo, this card is so important for understanding the full picture of what's happening right now. The Moon represents mystery, the subconscious, hidden truths, and things happening beneath the surface. This card is literally explaining why the silence might feel confusing, or why you might not fully understand what's going on with this person. The Moon tells me there's a lot happening internally for someone that they haven't verbalized yet. They're dealing with fears, insecurities, old wounds, patterns from their past that keep replaying. The Moon is that card that shows up when someone is working through deep psychological and emotional material. They might not even fully understand what they're feeling yet, which makes it impossible for them to explain it to you. Here's what I love about the Moon appearing in your reading, though. This card represents intuition, and Leo, your gut has probably been telling you things this whole time. You've probably sensed that there's more to the story than what's visible. You've probably felt that the silence or distance isn't really about you, but about someone else's internal process. The Moon is confirming that your intuition is absolutely correct. The Moon also represents dreams and wishes, which connects directly to your reading's theme about being someone's wish come true. Under the Moon's influence, this person might literally be dreaming about you. They might be having those late-night moments where they're thinking about you, wondering about you, imagining scenarios with you. The Moon rules the nighttime, the quiet hours, the times when we're alone with our thoughts and our truth comes out. There's something about illusions with this card too. Maybe there were illusions that needed to be shattered, misunderstandings that needed to be cleared, or false perceptions that needed to be corrected. The Moon's light reveals things differently than the sun does. It shows shadows and nuances. Someone is seeing the truth of the situation now in a way they couldn't see it before. For you personally, Leo, the Moon is telling you to trust your inner knowing right now more than external evidence. What you feel in your gut about this situation is probably more accurate than what appears on the surface. The moon asks you to be patient with mystery. Not everything needs to be clear right now. Some things need time to emerge from the darkness into light. This is a period of gestation, of development, of things growing in the hidden spaces before they're ready to be born into reality. The moon can also indicate that someone is afraid. Fear is a big theme with this card. Fear of vulnerability, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, fear of history repeating itself. This person might want to reach out, but fear is holding them back. They might want to tell you how they feel, but fear is keeping them silent. The moon illuminates these fears without judgment, just showing them for what they are. Now, Leo, the final card that came through for you is the King of Cups, and this is such a powerful card to end on. After everything we've seen, the journey through pain, waiting, determination, regret, and mystery, we arrive at the King of Cups. This is emotional mastery. This is someone who has done the work, processed their feelings, gained control over their emotional world, and is now ready to offer mature, stable, genuine love. The King of Cups represents emotional intelligence at its highest level. This is someone who can feel deeply but isn't controlled by their emotions. They can be vulnerable but maintain their strength. They can love openly but with wisdom and discernment. This card tells me that whoever this person is in your situation, they're growing into this King of Cups energy. They're becoming the emotionally mature partner that you deserve. What I'm getting so clearly is that this King of Cups is the final destination of the journey the cards have been showing us. The Three of Swords broke through illusions. The Three of Wands created vision and patience. The Chariot brought determination and direction. The Five of Cups allowed necessary grief and recognition of value. The Moon facilitated deep internal processing. And now the King of Cups emerges as the result of all that growth. This person is developing the capacity to love you the way you need to be loved. They're learning how to balance emotion with stability, passion with reliability, depth with peace. The King of Cups doesn't play games. He doesn't run hot and cold. He knows what he wants, and he has the emotional maturity to pursue it in a healthy way. This is someone who's going to be able to show up for you consistently. The King of Cups is also a card about intuition and psychic connection, which loops back to the moon. This person feels you energetically. Even in the silence, even in the distance, there's a soul-level connection happening. The King of Cups often represents someone who's deeply spiritual or emotionally attuned, and they're picking up on your energy just like you're probably picking up on theirs. For you, Leo, this King of Cups is also calling you to embody this energy yourself. Be emotionally mature in how you handle this situation. Don't let fear or ego drive your decisions. Stay connected to your intuition and your emotional truth while maintaining your dignity and your peace. The King of Cups doesn't chase or beg. He knows his worth and he offers his emotional gifts to those who can receive them properly. This final card is telling me that the silence absolutely does not mean disinterest. It means someone is growing into the person who can meet you correctly. You are their wish come true, Leo, but wishes require belief, intention, and action to manifest into reality. The King of Cups is the manifestation of all those internal processes we've been seeing throughout this reading. I hope this reading resonated with you, beautiful Leo. Drop a comment and let me know if you connected with any of these cards. I love hearing your stories and insights. And remember, you're not just someone's wish come true, you're your own answered prayer. The way you show up for yourself sets the standard for how others show up for you. Keep being your magnificent self and trust that what's meant for you will always find you at the right time. Sending you so much love and light. Until next time.